Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Analyzing the Markets with Flores. So, today is Wednesday, is January 27. We're going to analyze the major markets just like we did Sunday and see if our predictions and our analysis is working the way we expected. The markets are moving real nice. So we're going to start right away. Okay, I mentioned it before. These indicators are free indicators. This is the 50 MA, and that's the MACD. And I'm going to be adding a couple more indicators, and maybe this Sunday, just to help us a little bit more with our direction of the markets. Although you don't need a lot of indicators, the strategy that I'm using is trend lines. I trade waves. I go with the waves. I use Elliott wave and structure. But I try to make it very, very simple for everybody. So every Sunday I'm going to do this analysis. That way I can give you my opinion. If you have different systems, normally I use simplicity. I also use multiple time frame system just for like help or a better idea where the markets are going. And like I said, I use indicators just for confirmation. It helps me, and they help definitely. So starting Sunday, I'm gonna have both of the links for simplicity and multiple time frame system. If you're interested in getting any of those indicators, I'm gonna have the link below. And if you have any questions about any of those two indicators, I am going to be answering your questions on this channel. Please subscribe. Please like. If it's something that's helping you, please shoot a comment and we'll continue. We'll get it going. All right, let's look at USD CAD. And normally we start with the 4 hour for the videos. On Sunday, we were about this area over here. And I was mentioning it, the best thing we can do when we have a big trend line. Let me show you this major trend line right there. It comes from it's from the daily, but I gotta crunch it, like go very tight, right? And on the daily, we can see that trend line is being broken as we speak. And now it's touching the 50, okay? So let me go to the 4 hour. You can see the same area. And I was telling you last Sunday, okay, we were around this area. So when we are at this trend lines, we got to wait for the market to decide if it's going to break it or if it's going to keep going in the trend. Okay. Now, this is definitely a breakout. Okay, but that doesn't mean that it's the reversal. It could be, but it could be just a bigger correction, which you can trade also. Okay, so I told you guys on Sunday that we can put just a trend line. We were in this area, and you can, if it breaks down, you can trade it. Always being careful, because sometimes it can be corrections. It can be 50%. Sometimes it can be all the way. But in this case, it did break. We can go even to the 15 minutes. Once you know where you are, you can lower your time frame and be more specific with your trades or more detail. So if you know what you're doing, you know that trend line was break in the 1 hour, then you go to the 15 minutes, and one thing you can do is wait for the retest of that same trend line and go in to trade this market down right there. Okay, and then in the 50 minutes, it's going to tell you when that, for example, when do I know that this mini trend in the 15 minutes is done? Well, simply if I put a trend line again like this, and it breaks to the top, I'm out right there, right? As soon as it starts going up, I'm out pretty much. So I'm going to teach all that, with time. So So that's what happened on the USD CAD, and then right now as we speak is breaking that trend line to the top. Okay, so on Sunday we're gonna analyze it again and see where the market it's taking us next week. Well, the rest of this week and next week. That's for USD CAD. Let's look at GBUSD. Gotta go a little bit quicker here since this is just a review. Okay, I put that yellow circle, so that was, we were right here on Sunday. Okay, I told you guys to do well, I told you guys in the beginning, this is daily trend line right there. Big one right here. Big daily trend line. And then, but I said if you want to trade smaller time frames, you can do smaller trend lines like right there. You can see it right there. It did break, right? Let's go right here to the 15-minute. Okay, I'm telling you a strategy right now. Let's go to the 15-minute to look for that trend line break. The trend line always break to the bottom. Then a lot of people, they just go into the market with the small lots. And then, or some people wait for a retest. That was a big retest, but it went down, right? So there he goes, right there. So that'll work out too. Very good. It gives us a few pips. Euro USD. On the Euro USD, we're exactly at this area right there. The trend line was getting broken at this point. Went up to do a retest. And you can see that the market give us, let's say you enter below here or below the 50, market give you 47 pips right there. If you hold it all the way, the market give you all the way to 85 pips. But I said, you know what, I wouldn't trade this one. I would rather wait for this retracement, because this move right here, it's correcting this move right there. Okay, so on Sunday we're gonna analyze this again to see what we expecting for next week. USD JPY, we were right there. Same idea. You know, you got to be careful when you're very close to the daily trend line right there. But I told you on the 1 hour you can put a trend line, and if it breaks, wait for a retest, you can sell it. Always being very careful, because you know that's a correction only. Okay, or you can go to again to the 15-minute. Let's mark the spot. That's the spot right there. Go to the 15-minute. And you can go for a few pips right there. Trend line breaks, retest. You go this, if you see a trend line like this and you see the 50 right there, that's like a concrete wall. Okay, it's gonna rebound, and it does it most of the time. A lot of people, just the moment it touches or gets close to the 50, you know, they go for it pretty much, and you get about 77, 84 pips right there. USD JPY, that worked out pretty good. And after that, JPY, it broke the daily trend line. Okay, and then the best thing to do here, well, it's just gonna give you more knowledge right now. When it breaks the big trend line, wait for a flag, and then you can go into the market after the flag. That's another technique. It looks very extended already on the 1 hour. Okay, so this is due for a correction. I'm not saying that it will stop right there, because it can keep going. But if we look left, we have already a resistance right there. So this can really do a good correction. Or that could be a good entrance. But we're gonna analyze this on Sunday again. USD JPY, AUD USD. We were right there. I was mentioning it to you that the trend line was already being break, and it was being doing the retest already at this point. Let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, so it break right there and is doing all this retest. Now remember, trend lines are zones. They're not lines, all right? Sometimes, you know, you can see that it's going to rebound right at the line, but sometimes it are the zones, and you can see that zone rebounding to the bottom. Okay, so that will work out pretty good also. Very, very good. Okay, let me go to the 4 hour again. And let's scroll. So, what would you do? Well, I'm going to tell you now. Normally when the market breaks a trend line and it starts behaving sideways, what I do, I put myself a support line, because you can see a natural support in that area right there. Okay, if I make it a line, you can clearly see it right there. Okay, I will break for that trend, that support to get broken, and normally to confirm I will wait for retest and then go lower. I will enter in the market. I will wait for price action and to enter into the market lower. Okay, that's a confirmation that the market is gonna start going lower and lower. If this goes in and it starts, you know, going sideways again, this is just gonna be a longer correction. And we're gonna analyze it again on Sunday. NCD USD. This is what we got. Let me make it a little smaller. And we were talking about that this was a very, very extended impulse in the daily. Okay, if I look left in the daily for this impulse, I can see that we have a support right there. Okay, so the market can still go a little bit higher. We'll see. Let me go to daily, but on the 4 hour we are doing that correction right there. So it's definitely, if I make this a line right there, I will go definitely from this low to the previous right there. It's getting broken. So the same idea here, it's going kind of sideways, right? It did broke the trend line, but it's going kind of sideways. I wouldn't go into this trade. I wouldn't sell it until it proves me that he can break that support to the low. Then it will start shooting down. But if you put attention, this is what's going on. The market is contracting right now, and that's how the triangles get formed and flags and stuff like that. So it's contracting, made a move right there, made a shorter move right there. If this is made a shorter move and goes up again, this definitely is it's gonna have to break out hard out of this, maybe low or maybe high. The market, it's gonna tell us. Okay, USD CHF. On USD CHF, the market did break out. We were right here on Sunday. You see a little circle. Excuse me. We were right there. Now, the market went up from that point. If I'm in front of my computer, and you know, if I have time, I can probably trade this moves right here. Because all I do is I pick my trend line from this point and probably go through there, and if I see that it's broken, let's get retested as it's doing retest, I will definitely trade it. But sometimes I don't get this fast moves because I'm not in front of my computer all the time, you know. So let me go to the 4 hour again. I'm going to remove that line so we don't get confused. So the market is doing an impulse. Now it's doing a correction. Okay. So we're going to analyze this market on Sunday again to try to forecast where the market it's moving after that move. And the USD Mexican, we were at this point. I told you that in the 1 hour we draw that, you can see the video. We draw this trend line. We were right here. And I tell you, if the market does a correction to the 50 right there and makes this little flag, I will definitely jump it. And I took advantage of that move right there. I took this move right there and I got out around here. Okay. So that's what we got, friends. Please join me on Sunday again. I'll try to make that video either Saturday or Sunday, so you guys have time to analyze the major pairs. And like I said,